Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Michaela Peters, or Mikaela Peters as they call me in Finland. Today I'm going to do a video in English, and maybe I'm just going to talk a little bit about what my weekends in Lappeenranta look like in the summer, because I have not had this experience before where I've gotten to be in Lappeenranta for pretty much a month straight. This is actually a very new and novel experience for me, and I was hanging out with one international friend yesterday, and I'm like, this might be your only summer in Lappeenranta, right? And she's like, yeah, I guess so. This friend is a bit older than me, and she's had a lot of like work experience and travel experience, and she's looking at whatever opportunity she can get for staying here. I think because she has a pretty strong IT background, and that tends to be a like pretty in demand skill in Finland, I think it's possible that she'll find something and be able to stay. But staying in Lappeenranta realistically is always the challenge. But anyway, again, I have not been here usually in the summer, so it's kind of like cool. I'm enjoying it, except for it being a lot hotter than I'm used to, because that's kind of why I like being in Finland, because usually I'm not like sweating while I'm here, and the mosquito situation is awful. I was wearing leggings yesterday and went to go watch the sunset at the Lappeenranta, so the Samenlahti beach, which I've never done before because usually I go to a different sunset watching spot, but I was getting attacked by mosquitoes wearing pants, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on here? I'm probably also producing way more heat because of being pregnant, but in general, I usually get attacked by mosquitoes anyway, unless my grandmother's standing near me, because she tends to get attacked worse. So maybe that will be my strategy next time. No, I'm kidding. Kind of, but not really. She doesn't really appreciate watching sunsets, so probably once she gets here, we won't do that. But my grandmother is coming to visit me. She's currently the only person scheduled to come visit me. I was a little bit worried about that because I don't really know how I'm going to feel after this whole process, because obviously I've never had a kid before, and I was already kind of spazzing out a little bit about just having the house in order and like having guests and stuff, even though I only had one guest, and this guest literally required like not very much from me. But still, I don't know, maybe it's a nesting instinct. But yeah, so what have I even been doing aside from nothing? It's like not even true. It's like I'm technically not working and I'm technically not doing anything. And aside from making these videos, which I view as my current only job, I've mostly just been trying to spend time outside because I'm too hot inside. That's been a thing for like the last week. So I just keep going to the beach at Muullasari. The thing I love is like there's so many other pregnant women there right now. I probably saw like 3 yesterday, and I don't know. I mean, and these people just do not care that they're pregnant, and neither do I, because I'm just hot and want to be in the water. So there was that. And then, I kind of like going there because they've got that kahvila. What the heck is it called now? The coffee house. I literally can't remember the name of it, but whatever. It's a coffee house thing. And then it has ice cream, and the ice cream there is pretty good. So I pretty much could live that day every day for the rest of my life. That's what I keep doing. Yeah, I've spoken briefly about autism on here. I'm like, this is literally an autistic thing. Like, I'm just gonna find one thing I like and keep doing that, and that's pretty much me with the going to the beach now. And then I have this whole routine where, I get off at the city center and then I walk down there, and then I walk back, and then I run into the S Market at the Armada, and then I catch the bus and I go home. And sometimes I go watch the sunset, but in general, I haven't really liked watching the sunset except from my window, which actually where I'm sitting right now, I can usually see it kind of pretty good. But I just, I don't like getting attacked by mosquitoes, as I just mentioned. So yeah, a lot of it's been just like hanging out in the city center, I think, because there are fewer mosquitoes there. I've been trying to sleep, but that's a little bit hard. I'm currently on a rolling ball. This is supposed to like help get the baby to want to come out. This is another problem I'm having. This baby really, well, most babies are overdue. Like, I already knew that statistically, and still I'm sitting here being like, where is this child? And then I go to the beach, and I did just talk about this on my other channel, and I'm like seeing all these babies, and I'm like, I want my baby. Well, also I have like one little baby swimsuit, which this is like a dumb thing to explain, but I'm just like, okay, like I want the baby to come out, so then I think you have to stay at home for a couple weeks, and then I want to put the baby in the baby swimsuit and then go to the beach with the baby. But I'm afraid at that point it might actually already be cold again because it'll probably be sometime in mid-August. And I originally came to Lappeenranta August 22nd, 2021, and I remember it being cold and me being like, it is winter because I was wearing a coat. So maybe this plan with the baby swimsuit is not going to work so well. And then we'll just go to the pool maybe because the pool will finally be open because it's closed the entire month of July, which has been sucking. So basically everything I want to do that require me being indoors is inaccessible. And maybe that's for the better so I can get some vitamin D and stuff like we need here in Finland, most of the year. But the library at the university is closed. I usually hang out in there because it's my focus area. Can't do that right now. This leaves going to the beach. I've also just been very social and hanging out with different people. I go to sauna when it's open on Mondays and Wednesdays at the university nearly religiously. What else am I doing? Cleaning the house a lot, cooking somewhat. I've been struggling with that, as I've mentioned. It's like I would like to read more. I'm not even doing that. I would like to do more things on the computer. I'm not even doing that. I'm just like kind of chilling, but I'm also getting to a point where I'm like, it's too much chill and I feel like I should be working. And I understand the big job is coming soon, but maybe I should try to rest all I can. But you're like, it's sort of like I said, it's like studying for an exam and you don't know when you're taking the exam. And then you're like almost worried you're going to forget the stuff. So like one thing is I'm trying to keep the house like uber clean, but then it's like, don't know when this is happening. Then it starts getting a little dirty again. Then I have to clean it again. And it's like, the whole process. So, but yeah, in general, summer in Lappeenranta is pretty cool. It's so beautiful. Like, you walk around the city center, you see all these people and it's like, it's a magical time to be here. The one problem is it's light out for so long that I find myself just like staying awake until like 1 a.m. for no reason every day. And then I wake up at 5 because it's light out and I'm like, I have to go back to sleep again because, I only slept 4 hours, which is kind of what happened last night. I woke up at 6. Hold on. So I woke up at 6 and I went to sleep at 1. Yeah, it's not good. 5 hours, not good, not good. I've been kind of sleeping in 5-hour increments as it is. But yeah, so basically, I've been chilling and the nature is beautiful and I love that. And, a lot of people are like, it's so dead here and there's nobody here. Look, I always find plenty of people to talk to. That is just the nature of being me. I also enjoy going to some of my favorite restaurants. I went to Laanta yesterday, which is where I saw one of my fans originally when I first got back here. And she's like, I watch your channel and I love it. Keep it going. And I'm like, oh, thank you. That was cool. But I got this halloumi burger. It was so delicious. It's like my favorite thing to get there. Really hit the spot, as we'd say. I just really enjoyed that. I'm currently scratching mosquito bites. This is why I'm rolling around a lot. Yeah, this ball is also getting uncomfortable. I've been sitting on it for some time now and I don't know. I am starting to have like more pain in my lower body, so that's why I'm like, okay, come on, any day now. This is just getting uncomfortable. But, I'm having a great time overall, just chilling. I think there's plenty of people around for me to talk to, so the fact that most people are not here, I'm totally fine with. It's just how I am. And I'm enjoying the lack of stimulation, essentially. Like, it's just been nice. So, I don't know if I'm going to keep spending, like, summers here in the future, especially with child. I may want to bring child back to the U.S. to see family. That's, like, a pretty standard routine from what I've heard for kids who grow up between countries. Bring the kid back to the family for the summer. My family loves going to the beach in the summer where we live in New Jersey, and there are no mosquitoes there, which is one thing I keep thinking about because I super hate mosquitoes. Like, I've also spent summers in places where there are not mosquitoes, such as Kyrgyzstan and Armenia, I guess because they're in mountain ranges. But because you have a lake here, even though the lake's beautiful and I love it, mosquitoes. And that's one thing about like summer cottages. Like, summer cottages are cool, but like, oh my gosh, I went to one time and it was like I got torn up by mosquitoes. So I don't love that. Also, when I was at the beach yesterday, I kept looking at the number of people who also had tons of mosquito bites, and I'm like, it's not just me. I don't know. I hate mosquitoes. If I had one wish for humanity, it would be to eradicate mosquitoes. But yeah, basically, summers in Lappeenranta are pretty chill. Maybe I'll have another one, but this is so far my first one, even though I've been here since 2021. Between my master's degree years, I went back to the U.S. to work an internship. The second year, I was kind of around, but I was also traveling for 5 weeks, so I wasn't really here. And then after that, I was in more of like a searching for work position with Finland, and I think I was getting into still starting my PhD program. So I was also in the US last summer, 2024, doing some work there as well. So yeah, this is kind of a thing. And then I'm obviously not going to like go get a full-on job right now. I'm technically on maternity leave from things. So yeah. But yes, basically number one activity, going to the beach, which I would still be doing ironically if I was in New Jersey. So what do they, as my one friend said, you can take the girl out of the village, but you can't take the village out of the girl. How does that apply here? Like, I'm still going to do the same thing no matter where I am. That's the point I'm trying to make. All right, well, time for me to go eat something because, well, I'm hungry. Okay, well, hopefully this is interesting, me talking about what I do in Lappeenranta in the summer, and I need to keep trying to figure out what to talk about on this channel. I think next I want to talk about job prospects, and if there's anything else that's interesting for you, let me know, and then I need to keep trying to do my Finnish stuff. Ugh, it's really hard. Maybe I should make a video explaining why learning Finnish is hard for an American, or maybe people already know that, but I could get into that. An American, aka native English speaker. All right, well, thank you for your support of this channel. And again, if there are any topics that you would like to know about being foreign in Finland, because I know this is of interest to people, please let me know, and I will be happy to answer them as I continue to grow this channel, since my OG channel is currently deciding to not be so happy now that my life circumstances are changing. I don't know if that's really why. And it's not stagnating as much as it could, but it definitely did start stagnating way more once I dropped that bomb on the channel. So, yes. All right, until my next video, bye.